And the greatest gifts actually are in the challenging times because life is working to wake us up to growth, to growth. What do we need to learn? What's a new action we have to take? How can this help me? What is it that life is trying to show me? Perhaps directing me to a new path. That's the point for great leaders, to look at challenges as a gift, to find the gift. Some of the challenges, the gift comes after a while. It could even take a few months before one realizes, wow, that was there redirecting me to this new path that I'm now on. Without that, then there wouldn't be this. And what I say about leadership is, especially in management or sales, is that often the best producers or the best employees or the best sales producers don't make automatic great leaders. They need some help with that. And they need a coach who can hold them accountable and spot things that are happening that they can't see. And some people can't see the forest for the trees. And that's okay. That's why there is coaching. That's why coaching has grown so much over the last 10 years. There's many, many coaches today, probably millions. And then when you think about the people that are being coached, because if each coach has 10 or 20 or 30 clients, just think about how many millions of people are being coached. And I have some clients for over 20 years. One, this is the 26th year. Another, the 21st year. And why is that? Because, for example, in my case, I'm with them long enough. I've been along for the ride and also accountable myself to help them with the results they desire. And a lot of people get stuck in what they want. And the way the universe works, I mean, we do live in a miracle, something that we don't quite understand. So let's just call it a universe. I believe, by the way, everyone should have a belief in something larger than them, whatever it is and whatever they call it. So the universe only responds directly with what our thoughts are. And when we're wanting something, all we get is more wanting. When we desire something and we can picture it in our mind, and knowing that we need some help along the way, such as a coach, it's uncanny how my own clients have actually gotten more. They've received more than what they were visualizing, what they were picturing, greater than what they desired or what they spoke about initially. When you promote a top performing employee or a top sales producer into management, they need a whole new outlook about how to help others win. So their focus as an employee or a sales top producer has been on themselves winning. And a big mindset shift has to come so that they become an effective leader. Now their focus has to be not on their own result, because their result will come if they focus on helping others win. It's an energy that comes back to them. And many new leaders are focused again on showing the boss how great my team is going to do because I'm the leader. And that's a basic place to be retrained, to reprogram the mind. Now, talk about reprogramming the mind. My trademark is the acorn brain. And I've had scientists and neuroresearchers tell me, well, Steve, that's where the amygdala is, and it should be a walnut. I think it's easier for people to picture an oak tree because there are many more of them, number one. Number two, we get that this acorn has to be smashed open, crushed into the ground to even be possible that it becomes an oak tree. And that's the same for our egos, especially top producers and top performing employees. The first thing they have to do is smash their ego, be ruthless with it. It doesn't mean they don't have an ego. That's not the goal. It's to recognize this little brain, this little thought, the small-minded thinker is what the acorn brain is, that has them holding a complaint or a grievance or pushing people to win, pushing them toward whatever their own metrics are so that the top producer or the leader wins. It's about helping others win, which is a great energy. And so now they have to start understanding how to appreciate others, how to coach others, how to mentor others, perhaps even work alongside them. I suggest new sales managers get out in the road as often as they can with not just their top producers, but the fact is the people in the middle need the most help. And there's often people that rise up from the bottom with a little bit of mentoring and a tweak in their own behaviors. And that's where sometimes managers fail because they approach everything like they did when they were a successful employee or a successful sales producer. So management is a skill that can be taught. And the one thing I love about the Southwestern courses is there's a professional development course, there's a manager's edge course, and when people enroll, when there's also a top producer's edge course, and when people enroll, they have access to all the material that Southwestern has developed. For example, one of the modules is self-talk, right? What are you saying to yourself and what are you believing? Now, I've been working on the acorn brain for 25 years, my own acorn brain. I have those thoughts. In fact, I tell my clients, if I ever tell you I've found the way to lead or to live your life, run away. Because we're as individual as our fingerprints. People know that our fingerprints are distinct, and that's how we can be identified. Your journey is distinct. You're the only one with your journey. And sometimes it takes an individual coach to understand what you're going through and to help you identify areas that need some work. Now, I never tell a coaching client what they should do. I work with them deciding things like, what do they need to let go of? What's something that is not serving them any longer? What's a behavior they have to let go of? What's a trait they have to let go of? And then what is it that they desire? What is it that they'd like to be known for in terms of helping their team? How is it that they grow and model growing so that they can model that for their team? Often bosses are first to tell someone what they should be doing instead of realizing that the results that their teams have, they're accountable for those results and they're responsible for those results. Then I ask them, well, what are you modeling? What behavior are you modeling that's impacting the results you're getting? Especially when they're not getting the result they desire. The key is to understand if they grow, they don't have to talk about their own growth. They don't have to talk about what they're studying, what they're learning about themselves, or brag they have a coach. The fact is, others will see it. And whatever energy a leader brings to their job is an energy that gets returned to them, because we live in something that's all energy. When I notice someone, and I can sense it, that they don't bring an enthusiasm or a passion for that particular call or meeting, then I'll ask them what's going on. because whatever energy they're modeling, I won't be the only one that'll pick up on it. So there's a part of the program that talks about their energy, managing what they put out into the world. Because what we put out comes back. And if they're living in what I call a complaint or a grievance and it's rolling around in their head, that's an energy that resembles a short circuit in an electrical line. You know what short circuits cause? Not just circuit breakers popping. No, they can be devastating. Transformers blow up, electrical power stations blow up, as demonstrated in the news today about the Heathrow Airport. Short circuits can happen in our lives because we're not careful with managing our energy and making sure that it's enthusiastic, positive, appreciating others. How about gratitude breaks? We talk about gratitude in our programs. And coaches, in my coaching, I'm always asking people what they're grateful for and are they taking gratitude breaks and what do they look like? Perhaps they have a gratitude partner, I suggest, or a journal. Because gratitude is an energy that people sense. They know that you're grateful. And when it comes to selling, and even especially in leadership, to be authentic, rather than to have these ideas about you're going to have a technique or a tactic to move people to do what you want them to do. No, being authentic, number one, is the best way to sell. I wrote a book called Helping People Buy in 2015, and that's the work I bring everywhere, is to have a conversation with people to help them make a decision, whether it's you or your company or not. Because you'll leave them with an impression that will have them referring you because of who you are as a person. That's the work that's most important, is to be working on who you are as a person. As Jim Rohn said, the harder he worked on himself, the better his business did. And John Maxwell talks about when leaders work on their own growth, those around them grow. And that takes something beyond training. Because training, number one, if you have a seminar and someone's telling you all about what that you need to be doing, it may be good stuff. The impact of training only lasts a few weeks, by the way. After a month, most people have forgotten 50%. For those who've been coaching with me for over 20 years, what do you think they've hung on to? Why do you think they've grown beyond what they imagined when they first started, and how that continues to be beyond what they've imagined? And it's important to have a belief in a higher power, what I call faith, and it doesn't matter what you call it. Some call it the quantum field. It's okay, right? That physicists talk about atomic particles, subatomic particles, and that we have influence over how they form. That's fine for me because it's above the ego. I also talk about the ego being edging God out, as Wayne Dyer used to talk about. If it's God for people. Again, I don't make anyone wrong for their belief, and I suggest, though, a foundation of a belief in something larger than you, a higher power, no matter what you call it. So these are just some of the areas that I help people with when I enroll them in Southwestern's consulting training programs with coaching. And for people that work with me directly, I'm always working on expanding small-minded thinking helping them observe where they are thinking small-minded and expand it into limitless possibility, infinite thinking, which models what we live in. Something infinite. We call it infinite to give it a dimension. Our brains need things defined. Even the word a universe gives it dimension. And what most people do today, and we can see it in society all over the place, they believe their own thinking. In fact, even taking strong steps to try to convince others to think like them, that they know better. That's an elitist view, and that's something you don't want to have as a leader. Whether you're managing salespeople or managing a team in your company, or perhaps you're a CEO or an executive team member. Again, there it's critical to be modeling growth, modeling that you're working on yourself. That's self-awareness. That's emotional intelligence. Part of our work, we have modules on emotional intelligence and self-awareness for leaders, top producers. So I'm not selling anything. What I don't want to do is have you think I want you to enroll in my work. I want you to enroll in coaching and training, wherever you find that, wherever you find the fit for you. If you'd like to talk to me about it, anyone listening to the end, you'll know that I give a free coaching session. And I've written books, and in all my books, especially the last 3 or 4 years that I've written, I offer free coaching. My books are available at Steve at stevelentini.com. Here, I'll show you how to spell my name. This is my recent book, In Plain Sight. Steve Lentini, Steve at stevelentini.com. You can also see all my books at stevelentiniauthor.com, stevelentiniauthor.com. So consider what I'm talking about and find yourself a coach and find a training program that includes coaching. It's longer lasting. And what I say to people is never follow me blindly. Prove things to yourself and then you own it. And that's where they've made some great strides, because now they believe something new because they've proven it to themselves. Again, Steve at stevelentini.com. I'm glad to give you free coaching. I'll help you find the right training program with coaching, whether it's mine or not. It's what I do. I believe in that, helping people buy. Thank you. I'm glad to help. It's what I do. Even my dog agrees. Thank you. I'm grateful.